Sì, diciamo.
I'm actually terrified. I'm trying to think about it.
Good morning, everyone. Please sit down. Before I hand over to Phoebe and James this morning, I just wanted to say well done on an excellent first week. That first week back after the Christmas holidays, when it is cold and dark outside when you wake up, can be very hard indeed. But I think the atmosphere around school since the beginning of term has been really positive, upbeat and engaging. So well done to all of you for your part contributing to that. The second thing from me is you'll be aware now that this is the second year that we have welcomed students from our sister schools in China for an exchange visit here. And the next 3 weeks, we've got different groups of pupils visiting us from the schools that we have in China. And this week it's Cranleigh Changsha who are here. And from the experience that I had as a teenager in different countries, I know how enriching and rewarding exchange programs like this can be. I know you will give our guests a very warm, respectful, hospitable welcome, but can I also ask you to think of these exchanges as being a two-way thing? This is not just about our visitors coming here to learn about us and about our cultures and our ways, but actually it's also an opportunity for you to find out about them and their culture. And I know that the people who were paired up with students from China last year found the experience extremely rewarding in its own right. So please be open-minded, be hospitable, and enjoy having our guests here. Phoebe and James.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to start with the typical sports roundup. Despite the freezing conditions, the netball teams kicked us off our Lent-term sports season in spectacular fashion. At home, we celebrated 2 outstanding victories from the under-14As and under-16A sides. The 16A team played brilliantly throughout, securing a 24-18 win, while the under-14A team continued their impressive form from last term with a 42-7 triumph. Away from home, the seniors also had successes. A special mention goes to the remarkable numbers of players involved across the senior teams and throughout the entire club. The increasing participation in netball this term highlights our commitment to a sport for all ethos, which does set us apart from all the other schools.
The first team drew against KCS Wimbledon and narrowly lost to Eastbourne. The seconds also drew with KCS, but followed up with a win against Eastbourne in their triangular matches. The third and fourth teams achieved emphatic victories, with the thirds winning 31-1 and the fourths dominating with a 56-5 scoreline. The 15A team delivered a thrilling 22-22 draw, while the 15B, C, D, and E teams all secured wins away from home, making it a fantastic opening weekend for netball results. The Team of the Week award goes to the fourths, who showcased exceptional skills in their 56-5 victory. Special recognition goes to Maisie Brewer for her outstanding and exceptional skills in their 56-5, as goal attack. The second Team of the Week is the 15C team, who delivered an excellent team performance. Sophie Brearley was a defensive cornerstone, while Olivia Fothergill excelled with her outstanding defensive contributions. Well done to all. Over the next few weeks, James and I will be running a series of assemblies revolving around a culture of kindness and the key values that we feel lie at the heart of Cranleigh. In today's assembly, we're going to be focusing on a topic which may seem simple, but is incredibly powerful: manners and courtesy. These are values that we have heard about countless times before, but their importance cannot be overstated. Rather than bore you all by going over the classic forms of manners, such as holding doors open and saying please and thank you, instead we're going to try and focus on the smaller, less obvious acts which may be hard to pick up on and which some of us do without even realizing. These are mistakes that we all make, albeit some more than others, so we want to raise more awareness and put more attention on how to make life a bit easier for those around us.
So, manners, decorum, courtesy, respect. They all fall under the same sort of bracket, but what really are they? Well, the definition has manners down as a person's outward bearing or way of behaving towards others. So as you can see, it really leaves good manners up to a wide interpretation. So it may help by looking at it from a different perspective. Times where everyone can clearly tell that they're not being shown. For example, walking in late when someone is talking or delivering a lesson or running a training session. It's not one objective rude characteristic that you can pinpoint down per se. However, people can just tell it's poor manners. The people subject to the lack of manners can all just feel it, like we all did. Maxi, fast asleep at the front of Cubit. Once again, when it's pointed out, it's a bit awkward, and there's a general understanding of disapproval. But why does it actually mean anything? Well, manners are more than just gestures. They're a reflection of who we really are through the good days and the bad, and how we value others. They're the biggest factor in portraying the way that people hold themselves and how we actually carry those values in practice. All the East Boys know that one of Mr. Bradnock's favourite sayings is respect in word and deed. But it's true. It's all well and good wanting people to help you out, listen to you, work with you. But truthfully, it's all really earned. Yes, by being polite, friendly, courteous. But to everyone. No matter who they are, what they've done, your impressions of them. We all know someone who just treats everyone with that respect pretty much all the time. And I guarantee no one's got a bad word to say about that person. That individual becomes the biggest asset to any community. But we can all do it. We can all be that individual. We can all do it by simply cracking a smile, stopping and really listening to one another, or literally by thanking a teacher at the end of a lesson. We all know what it looks like because we all do it when we want to. And you can't underestimate the power of a majority. It's simple. All we need to do is get on the same page. If we do some of the easiest things just a couple of times a day, all of a sudden the school is filled with this friendliness, an energy that may be nothing on its own, but together can really pick people up and create an environment that we're all proud to share. This energy sounds complicated, abstract, and far-fetched, but all that's really happened is we've decided to be polite to a couple of people a day, and funnily enough, they're polite back. So, in a time when everyone is busy and the world more generally is so fragmented, one thing that we can control is how we interact with each other, and therefore how people in this community are treated and how they feel. Good manners are never small. If we all slightly chip in, it can go a really long way.
Some common areas in which behaviour can easily slip include Gatleys, the dining hall, and even in-house. We're really lucky to be able to enjoy a space like Gatleys, so it can be quite disappointing when some people don't treat the area with respect. Just picking up whatever rubbish you've left makes such a difference to those who otherwise would have to clear up your mess for you, on top of all the other tasks they have going on. And this doesn't just apply to Gatleys, but also in dorm and around the school. I think we can all agree it makes the area a lot more pleasant and just a nicer environment to be in. It's also really important to show respect for the staff around the school. A lot of effort goes into keeping our dorms clean, preparing the sports pitches, serving us food, and just making sure everything's running smoothly. So can we please remember to thank those who do this for us, rather than sitting there in silence while someone's emptying your bin for you. As North so wonderfully demonstrated earlier, although it may be seen as quite amusing when someone drops their bottle or tray, particularly in the dining hall, it's really not very fun for the person who then has to deal with the embarrassment of having people laugh and make noises at them. So can we please stop doing this? If it was you in that situation, you probably wouldn't be finding it quite as funny. Also to do with the dining hall. When we're queuing, it's really important to show awareness for the people around us. Although some may think it's funny to push their friend in the queue, that's then also going to impact someone else. So please bear that in mind next time you're waiting for your food. Linked with thinking of others. This one's really simple, but next time you're making plans with your friends or discussing something that happened over the weekend, doing this in front of people who aren't invited can be hurtful. So try and be as considerate as possible for those around you. And finally, in-house it's quite easy for us to overlook some of our actions and not fully appreciate the effect they can have on others. We've all done this before, but try not to be on your phone when someone's talking to you, as it can come across as quite rude. Instead, look at people when you're having a conversation, and also do show an interest in them too. If someone asks how your day's been, do the same for them. I know it sounds basic, and it should be common sense, but unfortunately this isn't always the case.
Testing. Okay. I don't know if that's on or not. Yeah. Now to spice things up a little bit, because we are just standing here talking about manners, we thought it would be fun to ask a couple of students their biggest pet peeves. So we all sort of know that loads of people have little things that tick them off and how we can mitigate against that. And there's only really one place to start. Stanley Barnes. What is your biggest pet peeve?
For me, it's, I don't know if you guys drive, well, a lot of you guys don't drive, but when you're in a car at night and someone's got their full beam lights on coming towards you and it completely ruins your night vision, is the most antisocial thing anyone can ever do. So when you guys get older, don't ever do that. It's terrible. But yeah, that's mine.
Thank you very much, Stan. And Jamie, you're sitting next to him. Anything else?
My biggest pet peeve is probably when people don't get out of the way of cars on the main road to school. I think it probably really annoys me just because it's so easy to get out of the way and it makes them look like they own the place when they don't actually own the place. And the cars have to go really slowly behind them, so that's mine.
Okay, very car-themed. Go, Phoebe.
Jago, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I'd have to say it's probably eating with your mouth open, because it's quite frankly just a bit disgusting, a bit rude, a bit unthoughtful, and no one really wants to see what you're eating, do they?
Hello, North House. Rugby captain, Alex Washington, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I think, as Phoebe said, probably pushing in the lunch queue.
Why?
It's just like, what's the need? Like, you're going to get your food anyway, and it's just like, why are you pushing? Because it's just like, it's annoying everyone, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
Lola.
Hi. My biggest pet peeve is probably when people get left behind, especially around the dining hall. If people leave the table before everyone's finished, then someone's probably going to be left by themselves, or they have to quickly, frantically rush to finish their food, which isn't great for the person.
Who am I here with?
Grace Johnson.
Grace, what is your biggest pet peeve?
When people don't say thank you to the catering staff in the dining hall. They're in there all day, every day. The very least we can do is say thank you to them for their hard work.
That's a really good one. Thank you.
Who am I here with?
Emily Waits.
And what is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is the mistreatment of the cleaners. Whilst I know we all appreciate everything they do for us, sometimes it doesn't always come across that way when we leave Gatleys in our dorms in a state. So just by picking up your clothes off the floor, picking up your sweet wrappers from Gatleys, it can have a really positive impact. And like engaging in conversation and like talking to them, asking how their day was, can really make their day.
Who am I in the middle of?
Dexter.
Okay, and?
Ted.
Dexter, since you're so keen to tell us your name, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Mate, I just don't like when people go out of their way and be unkind. Today, do something kind for someone, use their name, say hello, just be a nice, kind, smiley face around school.
Thank you very much. And Ted Mills, I sort of jumped on you a little bit here, mate, so what do you have?
If I take that. I think it's already been said, but saying your P's and Q's, I think there's a lot of people that would give an awful lot to be in the position that we're in, and I think it's good to be thankful for what we have. So, thanking teachers after lessons, after sport, the cleaners has already been said, the kitchen staff. I just think showing gratitude is really important.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ted.
Slodge, head of Cranley Being, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Hi, Phoebe. My biggest pet peeve, probably in what I do with Cranley Being, is when people sit and talk or laugh through our lectures. Not even because it annoys me, because it's kind of my job to have to deal with you doing that, but it annoys me for the other people because they put in countless hours and effort, spending time, trying to help everyone else, and when you just sit there and talk and laugh, it's just really disrespectful.
And last, but certainly not least, I'm here with Mr. Emily, and a couple of the lads were pointing at you, sir, so what is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is when people are on their phones when you're talking to them.
Very good one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone, and thank you to anyone who took part just then. I think the most important thing to remember from this morning is that we need to be more aware of the small things we do and the impact these have on those around us. From now on, can we please really bear in mind how our actions affect others and start to view everything from other people's perspectives rather than just our own? Thank you.